mad. That shit is baffling to me. Like, I'm broke as fuck. You see how happy I am? I am very, very rarely upset. And these motherfuckers got a yacht, and they're on the yacht like, man, fuck the world. Nigga, you just traveled the world twice in your yacht. Fuck are you complaining about? These angry billionaires just freak me the fuck out. Like, how you a billionaire mad? That's
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Everything Is with your boy Chris and my tag team partner CT, aka Chidi Bang. Listen, man, y'all been on the internet this weekend? Cause I know I have, man. It's been wild, bro. Like wow, like genuinely. The last 48 hours gave us enough material for the whole week of shows, but we got enough to talk about right now. And right now, before we get into anything else, we got two things we're gonna talk about. One thing is gonna piss you off, and other thing is gonna be like, okay, all right. So let's start with the thing that's gonna piss you off, all right? Peter Thiel, bro. Y'all know who Peter Thiel is, right? No? Let me explain. PayPal, Palantir, one of Trump's biggest supporters. It's one of the niggas that literally helped shape the country that we live in right now. And this man, he bought a $12 million mansion in Argentina, packed his whole family up, got his kids enrolled in school out there, and met with the president. Bounce, did in Argentina right now. Talk about he's scared of nuclear war, scared of AI. He bought land out in Uruguay too, and they said it might have a bunker out there. A bunker. What you need a bunker for? What you scared for? All right, so this is what we really need to pay attention. This is the thing that really gets me. This is why we're gonna talk about it. This man, he has a company, Palantir, made almost $700 million from the U.S. government in contracts within the first 3 months of this year. His other company got a $20 billion deal with the U.S. Army. 20 billion. So you take 20 billion from the Americans, you build weapons, you build the surveillance, you have meetings and you back the politicians, and then when the decisions start to catch up with you, you move your family to South America? That's weak, man. Because to us, as regular people, we don't have a plan B country we can run to. We have to deal and stay right here with the shit that they gave us to deal with. Last week, we just talked about Bezos. We just talked about Bezos taxing the rich, finger pointing. Now his homeboy is fleeing the country over taxes. Is it Uchi Wally or one Mike, bro? Listen, can't have it both ways. Peter Thiel, he didn't leave America. America's still paying that man. He just left.
Speaking of Uchiwali, you know who hasn't left? Listen, man, you know, when hip hop shows up, we got to show up. So I got to break it down for you guys. Because another billionaire showed up this weekend, we got to talk about. Saturday night, Roots Picnic. Come on, man, Philadelphia, 80,000 people. Jay-Z walked out on that stage. He hasn't done a solo festival in about 7 years, guys. This is, this is like a, what do you call it? It's like a unicorn sighting when you see Jay-Z pop out and rap. So he came out with a brand new fro, got the pics out, got the dreads out, and the Roots were behind him live. And before he played a single record, guys, he just spit bars, just cut a freestyle right there and then there, a cappella. So it was no diss track, no press conference, just bars, but he definitely took some shots. Man, he went at Drake, he went at Nicki Minaj, went at Kanye, he went at Dame Dash, he even went at Tony Bugsby's bitch ass, who, did that whole thing about the fake ass assault case he had with P. Diddy. The ambulance chaser, if y'all haven't forgot him. But so essentially, it lasted about 4 minutes. He didn't mention any names, but you damn sure knew he was talking about if you knew what was going on in hip hop. So Saturday night was a monumental moment. That's what everybody's talking about this weekend in hip hop. So he performed for 2.5 hours. Meek Mill, they all performed 2 hours too. For 2.5 hours. Meek Mill came out in his own city. Beanie Siegel showed up. It was a reunion of State Property. Jasmine Sullivan, I love Jasmine Sullivan, one of the most unique voices in R&B. She came out, so the whole family was out there, bro. It was definitely a monumental moment. So this is why these two stories are in the same conversation. And this is what everything is. We blend hip hop culture, politics, sports, whatever it may be, and pop culture and trending topics here. So so when it comes to these two billionaires, Peter Thiel, one of the most powerful men on the planet, he felt the pressure and he went and bought a bunker.
And then you got Jay-Z, the 56-year-old rapper, who everybody took shots at for a year. She just walked out on stage in front of 80,000 people and dropped bombs on boys.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you got
One runs from it, and
the other one
runs
towards
it. Yeah. So that's the show for tonight, guys. We're gonna get into all that. So let's get into it. What everything is. Let's talk
Let's
about
get
it.
into it.
Yeah, man. If y'all are here with us, thank y'all for tuning in. We're playing our music, getting the show started, catching a little vibe, you know.
A little
So I hope y'all like what we just did. You know, if y'all here with us, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to break down what the night is gonna be before we get into the whole shindig. You know, Chris, I'm Chidi Bang. I'm here with my tag team partner, Chris the Most High. Chris, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm kind of excited. I know we experimented with tonight, and I know we're gonna kick ourselves a little bit after the show. But I like the vibe. I like the feel. I like what we're doing. You know, that opening monologue was a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to keep that bit going with y'all with the cold open, and then the monologue of what we got going on, and then we're gonna attack the show. We're going to get right into the show with y'all, man. So I thank y'all for tapping in with us. We are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. So salute to everybody that's tapped in right now.
Everybody that's tapped in. We're definitely looking at the chat, paying attention to if there's any comments. Please do subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're catching this on Twitch, please follow us. We definitely will. We need all the follows we can get. We're trying to, reach 100 subscribers, guys. We are a quarter of the way to 100 subscribers on YouTube, guys. So please tap in with your boys, and if you fuck with our content, don't hesitate to keep coming back for more, and hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss an episode. But yeah, let's jump right into it. Let's kick it off with the Peter Thiel conversation. Me and you were talking about the billionaires last week, as you mentioned in the monologue. You talked about Bezos last week. We talked about how Mamdani is trying to tax the billionaires. And then we get this guy, Peter Thiel, who is evading any type of taxation, any type of repercussions that may have come from his role in where we are today in America. And if you ask me, I find that kind of reprehensible. And I don't know where we go as a country to prevent these such acts, and we'll get into why this is such a problem. Yes, you have the freedom to pick up, move, do whatever you want in life, but when you have been a defense contractor, a guy who's behind drone bombings, a guy who's behind a lot of our military industrial complex and surveillance in this country, shaping the country, behind Trump being the president, putting money behind him, and then you take all your cachet and leave to avoid taxes. And to me, I think it's even beyond just taxes. I think it's completely a flaw in the system.
Well, it's not a flaw in the system because the system is working exactly how they have designed it. They designed it for it to work exactly how they're able to do so. So let me just give a backstory. I know we gave a little bit of in the monologue, but if you don't know who Peter Thiel is, Peter Thiel, he's a prominent tech billionaire, venture capitalist, and for what it is known for, he served as JD Vance's mentor and former employer. And he was the biggest backer of JD Vance when he was running for Senate in 2022. So them two go back from their Yale days. They went to Yale. Well, Peter Thiel graduated from Yale. He came back as like an alma mater and gave a speech at the law school when J.D. Vance was there. And Vance has later described that talk as one of the most significant moments of his time there, and it helped. He credited Thiel for changing and altering his career trajectory. So Theo is a Silicon Valley baby. You know what I'm saying? For anybody that knows how we feel about Silicon Valley, we can't really even be too much mad. Make your money. You know what I mean? Tech had a boom. Shout out to everybody out there in the Bay. When Steph Curry and KD and Draymond, when we getting those deals off the table because we can't really give you equity in how you've grown our franchise in the Golden State Warriors, we got some Silicon Valley buddies that we're gonna help build your portfolio. We're gonna get you invested in this company early. We're gonna we got the deals being made back here. So when we
Speaking of
got
Steph Curry and them, like the way these billionaires are hopping around the world, it's as if they are in a transfer portal. It's as if they are the able to move around just like NBA players, you know. And I know you're saying it's not a bug, it's a feature, and you're right, it's a feature. But you know me, I'm always like, yo, it doesn't have to be. Like, it doesn't have to
well,
be that way.
I will say this before we get sidetracked. If I
Hmm.
have money and I decide to pick up and leave, I'm avoiding taxes clearly, right? So like let's just get that out the way, right? It's reported that he moved due to the concerns about taxation. And I mean, one of the biggest stories that we've always talked about, and I know you said not a bug, we're talking about the difference between a bug and a feature. Currently, right now, we've seen Bezos, we've seen Warren Buffett, we've seen a few of these billionaires say, hey, let's offer up some money for something on the back end. And we have been cynical in thought as to why is that all of a sudden? You know what I'm saying? What is the reason for these billionaires that want to leave all of a sudden or give up something all of a sudden? Because we talk about the power of a negotiation all the time,
Yeah.
whether we
Hmm.
use the sports analogy and anything like that.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
there's always when we're giving you something, there's definitely something we want back. So when these billionaires are talking about we're finally going to give up some taxation dollars, our little tinfoil hat gets a little struck with some lightning. We like, what they talking about, Willis?
But
You know what I'm saying?
but what they're saying is, like, if we go back to the Jeff Bezos conversation last week, he said no matter what you tax us, it's not going to help. That's what he said. You know, he said that what should happen is that poor people don't pay taxes. That's what he said. You know, so I don't know if there's any billionaire saying that we're willing to give up their tax, like pay more taxes outside of the California guy who's running for governor. I think his name is Tom Sawyer. What's his name? Let me just make sure I get the name. Tom Steyer. Excuse me, Tom Steyer. Yeah, from he's running for governor in California. And I don't even know if he's being real. Like, I mean, I definitely do question it, but at least he's out there in the front saying, yeah, he supports a billionaire tax. Speaking of California, that's where Peter Thiel is from. And I want to just, go give a little backstory on Peter Thiel. The dude was born in Germany. Like, he grew up, I think, from 2 to 10 in South Africa. He did come and he lived like around 2 years old. He lived in America for like a year, went to South Africa from 2 to 10, grew up there, and then came and around 1978, he became a U.S. citizen around 10, 11 years old, and he lived here in California since, and he became a citizen here. So the guy's not, he's not foreign to being a foreigner, like, and moving around the world. And
Absolutely.
I have no problem with that. But when we're
Okay.
talking about like a lot of times in America we talk about immigration and people taking advantage of the system. Last week we were talking about the lies about food stamps and welfare, and about how oh my God, they're going to tell you that the corruption is crazy. We're not vetting these people. We don't know if they even have kids. They're the reason why we're in the deficit. Meanwhile, we are giving so many tax breaks to these billionaires, so many subsidies to the billionaires, and getting defense contracts to these billionaires, and they get to then destabilize countries and cause things. And he put so much money behind Trump. He's like one of the major reasons Trump is our president. Now we're in another war that really does. He made, what was it? Let me just make sure it was how much he's made thus far. You said 700 million
680
already.
687 million. But to your
687
point,
million as of this year, just in the first quarter. He's made 687 million from our government, and he gets to take that money and go to another country. And then he has in Uruguay, and not even only Uruguay. I found out in New Zealand, he has a 477 acre land where people also think he has a bunker down there. So you get to do all this stuff and almost become a sovereign person in the world that doesn't have to abide by any government at that point. And I think there needs to be checks and balances to that. That's all I'm trying to say.
no, I understand, but this is where we have a conversation. I think we might be a little peeled off the course here. A world checks and balance is gonna be hard for you to come by. I know we live in we live and we speak of a utopia, but let's be real here, right? When we just talked last week, what was the country that voted against reparations? Wasn't it Argentina? Wasn't it U.S. and Argentina? So we have a country that, like, and I don't want to cast aspersions on it, but even the president, let's just say not the whole country, the president of the country,
Yep.
I believe his name
United States, Israel, and Argentina. You're right, 100%.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the
Good
president,
memory.
the president of Javier Milei, I believe that's how we pronounce his name. I honestly don't care. He's not like that. He has the same ideology. You know what I'm saying?
He
As
does.
far as like taxation is wrong. Taxation is theft of those who have, who accumulate the and to be honest, bro, I'm having a real moral conversation when I'm watching WWE, and it's presented to you by Rehab Resorts, right? When we are washing money for the Saudi prince and the Saudi government, like we as a country are washing money for people who kill our journalists, right? So I am very much aware that, when we grew up and they say the system is working exactly how it's designed to, we have this oligarch, or we have this rich, powerful, country hopping, like Drake said, yeah, island hopping, right? We got this island hopping guy who can just flash his money and pay presidents. We're not just talking about our president. He's a kingmaker, right? JD Vance, the president of Argentina. And clearly he got with the neighboring country in Uruguay. He clearly can buy, like, this guy seems to be a legit one-man power broker.
Yeah,
and that's going to be hard to check. That's going to be hard to check.
But here's what I'm thinking. And here's what I'm saying. When you have anybody who the government gives money to, I don't care if you're a construction company, I don't care if you're a pharmaceutical company, the CEOs, the owners should be residents in the United States. That's my thing. And or else you shouldn't be able to get the money. Period. That's like, you are controlling so much as a billionaire already. Now the government is giving you money for drones, for all types of stuff. I think those contracts should be null and void once you leave. 100%. If you're going to be doing business in this country.
But the money's made. Like, that's what.
No. The money's made. No more. I'm saying no more. Like, we can't do any. Like, listen, you might be able to be like, all right, I did what I got to do. I'm out of here. And you're right. That's a loophole. He can get it. He can get the fuck out of here. Now, second, third quarter, are we gonna still give this guy money for his company's money when he clearly has no interest in this company's sovereignty and the well-being of the people here? No, he has a well-being of himself. He's a libertarian, bro. A libertarian philosophy is I do what's best for me, you do what's best for you, and we see what happens. Like that's what it is. There's no and I think that's what the crux of the argument is. It's like the Javier Milei, I think is that his name? Javier.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
Javier.
the
Yeah,
president of Argentina. Before he became president, it was a 200% like inflation over there. He knocked it down to 30%. But what he did is he cut every single program that's helping the people of the poor. So now poverty has increased dramatically. So, but the libertarian, and you're libertarian, so the libertarian mindset is doesn't matter if the people at the top can make money, then that's what they can do. And if you don't make money as a result to our decisions, that's just what the free market determines.
yeah.
There's
But are
gonna
you
be
following? Are you following this though? This is a world thing. So let's go back and sit. Hey, you didn't. You wanted to take this out when we put it in. No, we conspiracy theorists. This is what we talk about. The New World Order, people. George Bush, daddy. The not the little one, the big one. He's the first one to, from my recollection of when it was brought to me. I'm 37. I've been here about, and I'm not talking about Hulk Hogan, Harlan Nash, and Scott Hall. New World Order was something that they talked about as a one-minded government around the world. And what you just identified in Argentina is something that we are living here in the United States, which is if the top can make what they can make,
fuck everybody
that's
else.
what it is. Exactly. So I know what you're saying. I'm not even fighting. I don't want to argue.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah. I feel
But
you.
what I am saying is this is an ideology that is being bought into worldwide. Because if you see that they built the stadium that when the World Cup was in Qatar, right? We had a whole bunch of catastrophes over there when it came to human rights situation. And then when WrestleMania is about to be in Saudi Arabia next year, they ain't got no stadium. They got to build that. So you so, and do you believe that those bottom tier people are going to get what they deserve in that transaction of whatever that we believe that this may be? But what I'm saying is the government has made a choice, kind of around the world, that we run all of you, and that is something I'm very much not. I've always been opposed to. Will we run the government? And I'm like, I never saw no evidence of that. I've
Uh,
always saw that they have been herding the sheep to wherever they wanted to, and even if they lead them to slaughter so they can cover themselves in wool blankets, that's exactly what they
so
would
be
do.
it. And I feel you, bro. I feel you, bro. And maybe I'm a little bit too optimistic because I always think there's a moment in time where we can change. There's a moment in time where we can see the errors of our ways and make things better. Like I always talk about how we've advanced from a lot of the human rights violations of what America used to do to where we are now. A lot of the freedoms we now exist in, and how we can still improve them. But it takes people like me and you to come together and voice that. If we just have this view of this is how it is, and this is how it's always going to be, there is never a revolution. There is
No,
never
no,
any type of
I've said this how it is. Let's burn it down because because listen, bro. I'm sorry to keep. The Argentina government right now is separately working to establish a golden passport program. A golden passport program which will allow these large investments in those who are making large investments within the country to get citizenship. So when you're talking about a guy who can dibble and dabble and have citizenship, he's a German-born person, comes over here to make money in the United States. He has a Maltese goddamn citizenship. He's about to get Argent. This nigga literally walk around here like he Bond, nigga.
uh,
Like he got a suitcase of just passports. Wherever he want to go, he can go. Like he really moving like I'm that. I'm really one of them. And for him to pick up his kids, enroll them in school, buy a $12 million mansion, also buy land in Uruguay that possibly has a bunker, all because he's scared of what he created here, gives us an idea, like perks us up. That nigga, this talk ain't gonna matter, right? What we're just like what we doing is just like, hey, ring the alarm. I've been doing this too long. I'll be damn if I said, nigga, we need to ring the alarm and go to action because this nigga here is building a surveillance. He's building he's giving the contracts to our army to go for a war that we did not even, and then said, hey, this shit might be World War III because them niggas Iran ain't really about to get his shit up, nigga. So if they come blow some shit up, I know that I'm good. And that's the red button that we just talked about too last week. This nigga made $20 billion one contract, damn near over a little bit over $500 million in a quarter. So that means if you extrapolate that over the next 3 quarters, what's the math on that? What's the math on 700? That's 700 million times 4. I think that's 2.8 billion. So he about to clear 23 billion from, and then we got the nerve to say we about to lock up homelessness in his state of California. Wait, because we can't have a billionaire to just throw out $1 billion to a nigga. He got enough money, he can just throw out $1 billion to a nigga.
For real. And I just know that there's things we can do. I know it's not too late. And I
Right.
know, I always stand by that. I get it. He's not a guy who is participating in society. He's a guy who's extracting value from society and then building his own private empire. And so he can skirt all types of things. But my mind also goes to, yeah, we want to say, oh, yeah, he's trying to get away from taxes. I think it's bigger than that. Like you said, it could be World War III. It could be something to do with Epstein. He was a close friend of Epstein. And one thing we
Nigga,
don't bring up.
you don't run from that. You can stay in America for that. We got presidents that don't run from that, cuz. You ain't gotta run
But
to Atlanta.
now you got a point, but like, but you might be something else on the horizon that might blow up. You never freaking know, and news travels fast. So he might know something that we don't, but we might find it out in a week, 2 weeks. You never know. But when it comes to things that, let's say, like, I just want to throw out things that America could do. Like, here's the thing. Let's take it from the standpoint of we get it. Everybody, we're all bought. Everything is bought, and we're all owned. But let's say we live under the assumption that, you know what, we see a flaw in the system and we can try to plug it. We can try to fix it. There's 4 things that we can do to mitigate this kind of stuff. One, they can add a condition defense contracts for executive citizenship and residency, which is what I was talking about. This is essentially Congress could pass law stating that any tech or defense firm receiving over a specific threshold in federal funds, whether it be $100 million or whatever, must have executive leadership and majority board members who reside primarily within the United States. Otherwise, they can't get the money. Number 2 is implementing a federal exit tax on global asset transfers. So this is how the IRS could establish an immediate federal wealth transfer penalty. If an individual with a net worth exceeding 1 billion moves their primary physical residence out of the country, any domestic assets or corporate shares moved to offshore trusts could be taxed as if they were sold on the open market. So moving a multi-billion-dollar fortune into foreign banks and offshore vehicles would trigger massive immediate federal tax bill, destroying the financial incentive of moving abroad to begin with. So when you got the money here, before you take it out, we have access to it. You just can't take it off. Like that's just it. You just can't. And then number 3 is close the buy, borrow, die loophole. So right now, billionaires do not typically earn a standard taxable paycheck, obviously. So instead, they keep their wealth locked in stocks. They borrow millions against those stocks to fund their lifestyles, and they pay 0 income tax because borrowing is not considered a taxable income. So they just, because you're a billionaire, we know who you are, we're just going to be able to give you money. And, oh yeah, we trust you to pay us back. They don't got to get taxed on that, you know. So that's how they fund their lives. The federal government could pass a proposed billionaire minimum income tax or implement a dedicated tax on ultra wealthy borrowing. This would treat loans taken out against massive stock portfolios as realized capital gains. And this could strip billions of their primary method of tax avoidance altogether. Now, this I think they should do regardless of people leaving. This is something that we've been talking about for a while, is that these billionaires have these loopholes of tax avoidance, that if we just plug these tax avoidances, then maybe there won't be this whole, deficit, and we're trying to fix deficit by harming people who get welfare. Like, I don't get the hatred they have of poor people so much in this government. I really don't. When we know that you're giving billionaires money. And then number four is to create a federal preemption against state tax flight. So essentially, part of the Peter Thiel strategy was jumping states, fleeing California, going to Florida, right before Florida proposed wealth tax deadline. So he moved some of his, companies to Florida before they have their wealth tax, right? So the federal government could create a unified, standardized federal framework that for interstate wealth tracking, or implement a federal surcharge on individuals who abruptly shift state residencies solely to evade impending state-level tax initiatives. And billionaires could lose the ability to play states against one another in that regulatory race to the bottom, because that's what's going on essentially with the data centers too, is that they're playing states against each other. Say, oh, if you don't get it, if you don't get it, we're going to go to Kentucky, and Kentucky's going to get it, and we're going to make a whole lot of
Yeah,
jobs and a whole lot of money, and then
that's what we do for
basically,
sports. That's what we do in sports, though. Like they
it's
do,
the same thing. Yeah,
they take that route. They it's a scare tactic.
yeah,
They did it with Buffalo.
they did it with
Hey
Buffalo for
man,
sure.
if you sell a team to Donald Trump, we move you to Toronto.
Yeah,
Well, fuck it. I would rather have the Toronto Dragons.
give me an incentive to build my business that makes a ton of money and hurts your water in your state. And mind you, your people are going to be paying me to dirty their water. Like, that's really what this ends up being. And the state might be, desperate for cash or trying to fix a budget or whatever, and they go for that shit. That's why in Utah, I know there's a whole water crisis. In Kentucky, there's a water crisis when it comes to these data centers, and they're paying for it. Like the citizens are paying for their water to be polluted because these companies need to make money, and they say they're going to bring jobs. They say they're going to bring GDP to the state. Increase it. So that's what their claim is. But it tends to not always work out in the favor of the state. It does more harm than it does good a lot of the times. So we need to fix that, because if we have people pitting states against each other, that's the problem of the divide and conquer. We talk about divide and conquer when it comes to the right versus the left, liberal versus conservative. They're doing it on a state level too, where California, one state is like, we need to, get the stadium, like you said with Buffalo. So let's do whatever we can to keep the Buffalo Stadium, the Buffalo Bills here, because that generates a certain amount of tourism and income for our state. If we close the loopholes, these billionaires and millionaires have to then deal with this reality of, where do you want to put the stadium? Do you want to leave? Okay, if you do leave, we're not paying for it, for one, and two, if you go there, you're paying just as much, because there's a federal tax, nationally, that prevents any type of crazy advantage being given from one state to another, based on moving a company.
But let me just not fight back, but let me just. There will always be a manipulation, even so let's just talk about this right here and stick with sports. There's a relocation fee that you have to pay when you leave. Sam Kroenke did not care. That nigga said, we are out of St. Louis. We out. Sorry. We gone. We don't care.
Who are you paying the fee to?
You pay it to the NFL. And I think you pay to the city. And I think you pay to the city. Let me verify that. Okay. I think when you relocate, you have to pay. Do NFL teams pay relocation fee? Yes. It's a massive relocation fee to the league. moving to a new city. Those fees, which act as a penalty, are redistributed amongst the remaining teams and are completely separate from the actual moving costs for the players. So the Rams paid $645 million to the league to move. Because we want to get out of it. And guess what? San Diego did the same thing. And guess what? Las Vegas paid the same thing. Now, back to what I was saying is when Oakland leaves for Vegas, the city did not want to subsidize or pay for a stadium. Hey, Mark Davis, you got some chicken? You got some money? Nigga, we not doing that. We not about to give up money for this. And that's why the Golden State Warriors left Oakland to go to San Francisco. They left, and their owner, Joe Lacob and them, they bought their own plot of land, they bought their own thing, and they built their own arena. So they was like, fine, you don't want to pay, we don't got no relocate, we'll pay the relocation, and we'll come out of pocket, because on the back end, everything we do outside of the revenue for basketball revenue, basketball related revenue, that's ours to keep. A lot of these billionaires don't want to subsidize their own money to pay for their own stadium. Stan Kroenke paid for SoFi Stadium, so he paid the relocation fee. He paid his motherfucking money, and he's reaping the benefits, because whenever Taylor Swift come out there and motherfucking go and play at SoFi, the rent goes to him. It don't have to go to the city. It don't have to go to. He owns the concessions. He owns the parking lot. He owns the building. So we only have a very subset amount of billionaires who are willing to say, I'll spend $1 billion to make a few more billions. Like, so I do feel like that a lot of people do play that and manipulate that when we say the state thing. Well, no. We'll give up $600 million, $800 million of New York for a team of Buffalo? You talking about traffic to Buffalo? Are you fucking dumb? Like, you know what I'm saying? Now they can make up all the numbers that they want, but that hurts in the forefront, because the money is never then redistributed back out to where that money was pulled from.
Yeah, so when you say that they have a relocation fee, as you saw, it goes to the NFL. You know, what I'm talking about is not. We have a federal standard of taking a business that's over $100 million. That is going to be paid out to either the federally or to the current state, or maybe a portion federally, a portion to the state, if you need to leave that state. So I think that reason why I like to talk about the solutions is because a lot of times we focus on how crazy things are, and we don't act like there are solutions to this at all.
That's fine.
We act like there's no solutions to this at all, and there is. All right, a billionaire again got over on us. All right, damn it. Okay, what do we do for the next billionaire? What do we do for billionaires that are not so gung ho about leaving the United States for whatever reason? What do we do for the billionaires that are coming up and becoming billionaires? The billionaires that are going to make a lot of money, with the government, whether it be defense contractors or different AI companies and all that stuff. This is going to get more and more common, and I do think that if obviously we got to get the right people in the office and all that stuff, because that's a whole different conversation. But first, we as a people have to understand what's going on, and then two, how we can solve it. What is the solution to a billionaire taking $700 billion and dipping to Argentina from our government? Boom, gone. They just gave that nigga money. And meanwhile, we are trying to figure out, how do we support people, who are, with Medicare and Medicaid and health insurance and college loan debt and all that stuff. Dude could wipe out college loan debt if he wanted to. Like, let's be real. But they don't want that. They want to keep us in a state of complete uncomfortability and powerlessness. But truth of the matter is, you are very powerful. I don't want to ever say that you are not powerful to any of the audience members, to us. We have a voice. We can get educated. We can ask for more, and you're seeing Mamdani in New York City. The people spoke, and we're seeing things happening, and we're going to continue to speak to see things move forward. And there's little people popping up across the state, Abdul Al Sayed in Michigan that are fighting for workers, and he's fighting for nurses' rights, and there's a lot of people who have good hearts who are trying to get into government. And yes, the fight is uphill. Yes, the fight is daunting. Yes, the fight is, yeah, you got a 1% chance, but we got to take that shot. You got to, and you got to get involved and get informed and get and understand what's going on to even have a case to plead. Instead of saying things are unfair, you got to understand why. And then we reverse engineer the pitch. So when they say, hey, what do you want the billionaires to do? You say, hey, man, you can make a federal tax on that taxes them on their stocks portfolio as if they were realized gains. Period. That's a possibility. You can actually verbalize that, and then tell your friends, family, your senators, your governors, and your mayors what you would like to see happen, so that hopefully the messaging can trickle up to the top and have something effectively happen. But it takes some movement. And movement first comes with knowledge. A movement first comes with understanding what's possible. And then we go from there.
That's a great way to leave that off, man. I support everything that I mean. I know we talk. I get aspirated a lot. You know, uh, when I get apathetic because it's just like uh, you know
It's easy. And
because
I don't even blame you, bro. Like right now in America, as and how it goes forward, there's gonna be less and less people like me because it is going to beat us down. That's how it feels almost sometimes. Like, I'm one in a million of people that will see the forest through the trees. We're gonna do the research. We're gonna stick firm to. All right. The reason why is because I've seen this country grow from craziness into a better place. There is evidence, and the past typically repeats itself. As shout out to James Winston, he said the same thing. And that's in a good way, but I mean that's in a bad way, but it's also in a good way where we can see that. I know it's a daunting thing, but it's always been daunting. And still, we fought for women's suffrage. Still, we fought for civil rights. Still, we fought back against the powers that be for regulations on the corporations and the monopolies. And we've been here before. It's just been different numbers. And I do think it gets harder with technology, but we still got to stay awake. I believe in the human spirit first and foremost. Like, I know you say, "Oh, I could be a clone," but let's assume that I'm not.
no,
Let's assume
there's 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 no clone with this beating heart, brother.
with this beating heart, with this bleeding heart, bro. And you gotta be able to be like, all right, boom. With this life force I have, what do I speak? What am I going to use it for? And let's say I move it a inch, a centimeter towards the right path, then I need to do that. And I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still trying to be able to use my voice in the right way, read more, grow more, be more informed, so that I can be more succinct in my messaging. So I know what I'm talking about, and I'm just not just getting angry and yelling at people like I want things to change. Tax the billionaires, eat the rich, give me money. No, I want to know exactly what this, how we can do this and implement things.
So with that being said, people, I know we got two billionaires that we came to talk about, and I think it's a great way to get a little palate cleanser and
Yeah.
talk about the other billionaire that we came to talk about tonight. So um, let's get a little pivot. And this weekend, right? We get done with our. We didn't record. No, we was just. What was we doing? We was playing a game,
Oh, we're
right?
playing again. Yeah.
We were playing a game. Shout out to Big Homie Rich and Big Cuz Ron, and we was playing a game, and we get the alerts,
The
like
notifications
folks
going crazy.
are going crazy, and so um, we've talked a lot, of course, about Drake, Iceman, of course, of music, Kendrick, Cole, Wale. Um, but Jay-Z is all of theirs, the Godfather,
Yeah.
right? The God MC, you know.
Mhm.
And
The
Jay-Z
billionaire got
is
MC.
a billionaire God MC. So we
Uh-huh.
kind of look at and let's really just sit right there for a little bit. When we talk about um, having somebody to look up to or having aspirations or something that gives us motivation, we talking about a rapper, right? We talking about a rapper who comes from the projects in Brooklyn, Marcy's projects. We see him with the chipped tooth. We see him with the Hawaiian Sophie shirt. Like we've seen Jay-Z grow up, throwback jerseys, rap beefs, rap battles, big pimping. Like we like that's Jay-Z. And then the morphing into a businessman, into the cufflinks, into the button ups, into
Uh,
like to see that there was a distinct kind of a lot of people were adverse to that a little bit. Like, hey man, are you leaving behind where you come from to go into this new stratosphere? And people never really put that label on Jay-Z, right? He's always ascended, but he's never been really um never really in the light of these other billionaires, right? We like the conversations that we have about Bezos or the conversation clearly we have about Peter Thiel. Like
uh-huh.
we never kind of really hear about this billionaire taking advantage of people or punching down or whatever the case may be, because it seemed like we always gave Hove this level of cachet that he's like us. He's one of us that just happened to pierce through and break through the glass ceiling. So of course, every rapper who's ever picked up a microphone in the generation of Jay-Z looks up to this guy. He's one of the best rappers and has become one of the most brilliant businessmen or front facing of businesses that we've seen in quite a long time. And so with all that being the kind of uh, addressing, he rapped.
Yep.
The rapper rapped, bro.
The rapper
The
came
rapper
out. The rapper is
he
back.
rapped. He came out on stage, and like you said in the monologue, 80,000 at the Roots Picnic in Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
His first solo U.S. festival in 7 years, and no beat, no backtrack. It was almost like I saw on Twitter. It was the DNA. It was the coach. It was
Yeah.
spoken word. It was
This is
it
acapella,
was
man. He came out,
yeah.
it seemed like on a mission. At 56 years old, he walked out there on a mission, looking different, sounding different. And this is very different from the last time I saw him, which was on an interview where he said, I don't want to, put the cart before the horse, but he said, hey, not sure if we need rap battle. And maybe this is not how he looked at it. Maybe this is just a freestyle. He just need to get shit off his chest. Now he did not say any names, so it's not like he's, but it seemed like he had something to get off his chest. He's, I do think that, he clearly flexed his pen. He clearly flexed his pen and put a stamp on. Listen, guys, I am who they say I am, the God MC. People are going crazy about this freestyle because there's a lot of double entendres. There's a lot of if like ways to. It's poetry, like put things that whereas it's still hidden in the message, but if you know a little bit about what he's talking about, it hits so hard. And I think that's one
Well,
of the I think styles or techniques of a great MC is to be able to hide the punch a little bit, and then you come back later and listen to it like, oh shit, I missed that, and people are now once again like Jay-Z, you gotta go back and listen and watch three, four, 5 times before you get the full picture.
well, nah, there wasn't a lot of it. You can say he hid some punches, but just like in poetry, just like in open mic, just like in like, there are some things that have to be so direct that you know what I mean. So
What I
when
mean
so
is
when we
like he didn't say any names. So if you don't know what's going on, like if you're in hip hop but you're not like paying attention to the news, like if I were to send this freestyle to like my older brother, you know, he's 47 or 48, and he's like loves Jay-Z, but you know he's an older man. Like he doesn't know any of this shit going on. Like he doesn't know about the Tony Bugby case. He doesn't know about Meek Mill. He doesn't know. I mean, Nick Minaj, Craig, all that stuff. He will be like, that's just bars. You know, that's what I mean by if you have to go back, because me and you we like we said, when hip hop shows up, we gotta show up, and we know what's going on. We're in the know. We're in the zeitgeist. Not everybody is.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but I think that goes back to if you're not in. So this is a good conversation. If you're not in the zeitgeist and if you're not paying attention to Jay-Z and you're just hearing these bars just as a cappella poetry, a lot of niggas just not gonna really get the way that we feel like, oh, bars. Niggas is gonna be like, he's saying, like, we talking about like we talking about real majority of the masses. Jay-Z just said a lot of words.
Okay.
Really.
Okay. All right. If that's how you look at it, then
no,
let's
I'm just
play.
saying, like,
Let's play for the
let's
people.
play it.
Let y'all decide.
Bet. Here we go. You got it. Here we go.
Wait, hold on.
All
No,
right.
I do not got it. Give me 1 second. Let me grab it. Yeah, this nigga just said Jay-Z just said just words. Let's go.
I'm saying if you not us, niggas
Okay,
is saying is
okay.
like you're
All right.
he 56 with the fro. He look like Medea out here.
Oh my God.
Look like Medea go to jail.
I thought it was fly, yo. I didn't even know dreads could turn into
No,
a fro. I thought you gotta cut them bitches off.
Yeah, he had the wicks though. I was educated on that. He had the
Okay.
wicks. So the wicks is different from dreads. So
You can
wicks
still
you can
pick them
comb
out.
out.
Okay.
And then,
All right.
yeah,
That's
he had the Basquiat's. All right, here we go. We got it. Here we go.
Playing silly games that one A Hatties turning 100. If she would have transitioned before I cleared my name, I would have hunted them. Every
Pause it.
one of them playing these silly games that.
Now, quick question. Do you want to dissect this as he goes along, or do you want to just let it ride? Because I have the genius right here. All right, bet.
Genius up too. Yeah, so we can let it rock. And then the reason why I want to let it rock is because as he's rapping, as he's talking, I want you to like just hear it without you already knowing that you know what it means.
That makes
and
sense,
then I want us to like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so there we go. Here we go.
With a transition before I cleared my. Hatties turning 100. If she would have transitioned before I cleared my name, I would have hunted them. Every one of them playing these silly games. That 1-800 ambulance chaser would have wished one came. But 911 is a joke. Public enemy #1, I've been ranked. The rock's not crumbling. The leprechauns have magically run out of pranks. Your son on a federal jail line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. You know how dumb that is? Another one fumbled his, wonder how I get the blame. Niggas' teeth is tumbling out their mouth and somehow I'm the one who done it. It's a murder mystery game. You had to cash cow and thunk it. With you who punked this, I'm the one who strung the pain. That hill you can die on. It's way too much flack that comes from those planes. I'm killing them softly. What's understood don't need to be explained. You want it one way, it's the other. I still on you suckers, I maul you niggas gang. I ain't much for meetings, no how. Cancel the brunches, I remember the hunger pain. The price of the bricks going up. It's gonna cost you a beat to even say my name. Heard of a wonder king? My children and some of them, have you niggas no shame? Y'all trying to get under skin? I really get under skin as unharmed player. Y'all thugs with y'all thumbs again. Everybody think they're the ones insane. You're no maniac. Watch y'all saniac in my presence, nigga shrink. I need a new therapist. This shit is not working. I'm truly on the brink. Y'all better not encourage him. Y'all don't want me to think these thoughts that I think. That nut-ass nigga still stuttering. That chatty patty down on his luck again. Quest introducing me to Jaguar. I don't know why I still fuck with him. You wonder why I do the freestyle rehearsals. That lady back on the stuff, she sound like she in love with him. Her kid can't even take their kids. Enough of them. A rapper can't be my eye. I got MAGA Republicans. Them shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them. I'm governed by God. You trying to break the government. I brain for 40 days. My neck get flooded again. Wrist get flooded again. My net worth went up again. My next update, the jig is up. I'm up 10, wrong chart, champ. You gotta look up again. Niggas look up the hole, I never looked up to them. The practice got your publishing gangster, go talk tough to them. Don't talk success to me, you niggas is workers. In perpetuity is how your contract is worded. Don't make me go man. The roots remember, even when the trees pretend, not too much of my name. Don't forget who I am. Hattie loves her Shawnees, S-H-A-W-N. I find it adorable she put the S at the end. You don't know, the show ain't even begin. I said, you don't know, the show ain't even begin.
You don't know what you do. Hey, man. I kind of got goosebumps, man. Listen, because, shit. And I'm not even the biggest Jay-Z mark, bro. But I don't think that's just words, even for a person who doesn't know what's going on. I that's just me. I think that
it's poetry. It's poetry, but you're saying those bars. You can't dissect bars if you don't know what's going on. I think that's very hard to do in my mind. If you just hear, if you have no inkling, like you said, your brother, if your brother has no inkling of what's going on and you send him that, he'll probably be like, oh, Jay-Z rapping again. But if you don't know what he's rapping about, how can it be impactful? Like, how can it mean something? How can
it
be?
Ain't no meanings, no how. Cancel the brunch. I remember the Hunger Pain. Like, you can understand what that means without even knowing the drama. You know, there's a lot of bars in here that I think that you can dissect. You know, without. But then if you looking at the Jay-Z brunches, and looking at what's been going on, you can understand it.
Why do he cancel the brunches, Ho? Let's ask Ho why he canceled the brunches.
I mean, he canceled the brunches because of the drama going on. You know, like the whole Tony Bugsby coming at him and all that stuff at the time. It's there's a lot of arrows being pointed in a direction. He's ambulance chaser type of lawyers kind of finding a case with the whole P Diddy stuff. It was during that same time where P Diddy's case was like going crazy, and then they started throwing his name in there.
I mean, was it the ambulance chasing? I mean, this is my point. It's not true, then why cancel the brunch? No, you canceled the brunch because you was close to why, bro. Diddy's at every Rock Nation brunch. You know, I don't mean to come here like but when we talk about cancel the brunch, the meeting, like when you mention Tony Bugsby, like I hear you with that, but like, yeah, exactly. You gotta know the bar itself. Like when you saying cancel, I got the hunger pains. Like but the meaning behind the bars. Like that's what I'm saying. If we want to talk,
what I'm trying to say is the double in that. Like you could see it the bar of he's rapping. You know, like you can at the same time we're not gonna catch the doubles. They're not. My brother may not catch the double, but he's gonna be like, oh, that's a cool way to put the words. You know, and the poetry. You know, I get it. Like it's gonna hit harder when you know what's going on for sure, 100%.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like if we starting off the rap. Right, when he said Hattie's turned 100. If she would have transitioned before I cleared my name, I would have hunted them. Right? Great wordplay of hunted them and hunted. And Hattie, right, is his grandma. Right? Yeah. So him starting off Hattie turned 100, like it is literally, I'm at open mic, and if a nigga goes and sparks, I don't know this guy, I don't know, he's just signed a book, he's next. And he come off and Hattie turned 100. If she would have transitioned before I cleared my name, I would have hunted them. All right, this nigga got right. We don't know, but we following. You know what I'm saying? Like it really is poetic. I do not want to take away from the poeticness of that's why I said the DNA of rap comes from poetry. It comes from the lineage of that open mic, no acapella, no, you know what I'm saying? So
my
go
older
ahead.
brother, like, I know his old ass is gonna get the next couple of lines because every one of them playing silly games. 1-800 ambulance chaser. I wish one came. But 911 is a joke. Public enemy number one. I've been ranked. He knows public enemy. He knows when 911 is a joke. So he was like, oh, like, and without knowing the whole Tony Busby situation and what he's referring to, he would have been like, oh, that's a cool bar. So I do think that even for a general audience who's a hip hop fan may not know the details, they can catch something. But obviously, this is referring to the amnesty, 20 Busby saying that he assaulted a woman after the VMAs in 2001 or something in New York when he wasn't even there. It was a complete fraud. So yeah, during that time he did cancel the brunches and all that stuff to get some distance away from it. Like if I'm having to deal with my daughter going to school and seeing her and her friends listen to this and hear this, I might say, this is not the time to go eat brunch with everybody. You know. That's just me. I got other bigger fish to fry.
Respect to
that. So
you
you want to hit the next bars?
I mean, when we talking about, the rock's not crumbling, leprechaun must magically run out of his pranks. Your son on federal line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. The meme of the Rock Nation will crumble. Tory Lane's father when, So again, it's a lot of Jay-Z. To your point, it's not disses, it's not battle raps. It's just addressing some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do a lot of interviews. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not going everything that has come out over the years. I'm gonna get all y'all niggas in one lump. So with the Tory Lanez thing, Meg Thee Stallion is rep by Rock Nation. That's her management, and everything like that. And during her situation, getting her out of her deal, getting her out of her old label deal and everything like that, they were really instrumental in allowing Meg Thee Stallion to reestablish herself musically. Meg Thee Stallion got into a situation with Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez, I don't know what happened, but
I don't think we'll ever really know what happened that night. Like, it's crazy.
He in jail. And to the big thing about he in jail is because Rock Nation put some lawyers behind that, nigga. Like, my girl in some trouble. She needs some help. I was her one phone call, and guess what? Uncle Hove, we got it. Ask nephew Meek. Ask nephew Meek. I got it. Ask nephew Chris. I got it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Beanie, the first time I got you. The other 17 times, I can't keep getting you out of jail. But ask everybody, nigga. I got you if you need some help. You know what I'm saying? So,
real talk though. If Rock Nation is putting money to help, Meg Thee Stallion in this case, what do you feel about that? Because one, she's a huge artist, so I get it. Two, she was the victim. So, somebody somewhere hit her and shot her in the foot. I don't think she shot herself. She got shot in the foot.
She's not capable of cheddar bobbing herself?
I'm not saying that she's not capable of it, but from everything I've heard, I've not heard she had the gun in her hand. That's the one thing I did not hear.
That's respect. It's been between Tory and Kelsey and then the bodyguard.
Exactly.
That's kind of
what we've been hearing, So if I'm Rock Nation, is that wrong to say, you know what, here's some lawyers, go tackle this case, and
no, but I am speaking that as a
does Jay-Z supposed to be blamed for that?
As Jay-Z, yeah, nigga, you own it. You can't walk around and say 100% of Rock Nation, that's me. Like, he said that in the rap before, like 100% of Rock Nation, he owns it. That's his thing. And again, I know we just heard Kevin Hart on the Breakfast Club was like, yeah, I own this thing and this is my production, but no, I don't have nothing to do with the writers. And we're like, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. We can't. Jay-Z, you can't own Rock Nation and not know where the lawyers go. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, so I won't say I'm blaming him. I don't see anything that's wrong with that. But I am saying for the dad on the other side, They be like, hey man, we can't fight this conglomerate, my nigga, and my son in jail right now. The
Yeah.
rock about to crumble for what y'all did to my boy. And that nigga Hope said, nah, nigga, we stable. Rock not crumbling. Your dumbass son on the phone mumbling, talking about, I was so drunk. I don't know what happened, man. So drunk. Stupid
Yeah.
mother.
Stupid. Dumb as hell. And look, I'll be honest with you. That wasn't the first time I've heard about Tory Lanez pulling a gun on somebody. That's not. It's just not. You know. So when people like get at Meg Thee Stallion, I lean more towards her side. I'll be honest with you, because I've seen Tory Lanez before that pull a gun on somebody, for some bullshit. So that's just
That's
me. I'm
kind of
gonna
how
leave
I
it at
feel
that.
about. That's kind of how I feel about Offset and bets. Like I done heard too much. You not paying gambling for a nigga to shoot your ass for not paying, nigga. I can't even hold you, my nigga. I done heard too many stories. Like you just ass betting or just not paying the nigga. Like
Offset,
nah,
man.
nigga
Yeah,
put up
man.
on you and said, nigga, give me my $10,000, please.
I ain't even gonna touch that one, man. Shit. Offset,
Uh,
he might have an addiction or something, bro. But
So the next joint, like you like the next couple bars, niggas' teeth was tumbling out their mouth, and somehow I'm the one who done it. It's a murder mystery gang.
mystery game.
So again,
Come on, that
Dame,
Dame.
bro,
We all saw
bro,
it.
on my soul. I don't know what made this, bro, for Dame to be so cool, so legendary. This is what we always talk about. Money can't never outlame a
Unlame it.
nigga.
Yeah.
Can't never unlame a nigga, right? We really talk heavily about Drake being a lame ass nigga, but I do want to tell you some of his OGs he probably looked up to is niggas right now who teeth tumbling. Or Birdman who don't pay goddamn features, and it's a 30-year battle because he should have just paid. What happened to that? But
Happened
that's
to
all
that
you
boy.
had. Nigga, I watch Cribs. You got a stretch PT Cruiser, bitch. You can't pay for his feet.
Oh
You done
hell
spent
no,
money
yeah.
on shit, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Dude,
OG
he did,
showing niggas
he
the
wasn't even trying to
way
pay
is
Wayne. So you already know how you get down. That's
on
crazy.
nigga.
The
My
guy was like,
son?
just
Nah, I ain't finna pay
your
for my
son.
son.
It's
Nah.
crazy to me.
Nigga,
But yeah,
nah.
yeah.
Nigga, I'm telling you right now, when I manage Christian and be a dadager, a dadager,
Don't you dare not pay my godson, bro. Because we're coming for that bread, dog. And I'm taking my manager cut, 10%.
oh look at
my,
you.
my my lawyer cut. No, sorry, we gonna sue you. I'm gonna take my lawyer cut.
You
So
still taking his money?
we all gonna eat.
This Tony Bugsby ass nigga over here, he trying to exploit me and my son. Y'all see this nigga?
It's also that you don't exploit your son. You see, I'm helping him out, really.
This
But
nigga.
nah, son. But no, yeah. With Dame though, he gotta shut the fuck up now. Like I honestly think that there's nothing that Dame could do to like make people like turn against Jay-Z. And it's not, and
It is one thing. It is.
oh
It's
wait a
one
minute.
thing. We ain't gonna talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I
And we ain't
get
gonna
it.
talk. We ain't gonna. It's one thing.
All
It's
right.
just one thing. I guess picture when you dance.
Moving on.
It's just one thing to go people
She stole that flow too. Yeah.
on me. Okay, so this piece of and I don't want to steal the thunder from you, but this piece of where he rapped is kind of where as a poet, this was some of the best shit when he's like, um uh uh I'm what you want to pump test? I'm the one who strung the pain. That hill you can die on is the way. It's
Mm.
too much flack that comes from these hunger pains. I'm killing them softly. What's understood don't have to be explained. Now, nigga, you talking to a nigga that got reverter flack on vinyl. On my nigga, hold on.
Mm.
Yeah, keep talking. Keep talking.
Killing me something in his hell in my whole life. In his words, killing me softly. Listen, man, he said there's a lot of flack that comes from those planes. Man, come on. Roberta Flack killing me softly, 1970s. Man, that and then strumming the pain, guys. You know the deal. You know the deal, bro. And this is what I'm saying. If you are not a Jay Z fan, if you don't know what's going on with the drama, this shit goes hard, bro. Like you can't act like his pen is still not elite. He just popped out and spit an acapella verse. This is elite. This is elite. I can't. I respect bars, bro. I just respect bars. I do. Even if I'm not the biggest Jay Z fan, I respect bars. I'm a Nas fan. He's on my shirt right now. Him and Matt. Listen, I respect bars though. This is bars. What's understood don't need to be explained.
So you talking to a nigga who go crate digging, bro.
Nice.
You know, I got the Roberta Flack right here, and it's the Killing Me Softly.
Fire.
You did. You see what I'm saying? So like
That's the
when I hear,
original.
yeah, this is the original. This guy dust blow the dust of your check, blow the dust of your plan. You know, I was you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is the original. This is the original, bro. Coming
Fire.
to drink, you know. So
I'm the one that
Atlantic,
strummed the pain, strumming my pain to my
I'm in
fingers.
my
You
pain with
know,
the
the
strength.
hill you can die on. It's way too much
Lauren
flack
Hill.
that
It's
comes
Lauren
from
Hill
those
that
planes.
she
Yeah,
covered the joint. Lauren Hill covered it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
covered
Like
it
you
for
know, so
sure. Killing softly what's understood don't need to be explained. It's fire, fire bars, bro.
fire bar, and you know, shout out for him. You know, always. You know that was dope. But this next, you know what I'm saying? Uh, you want it one way, it's the other. Now this is for
I
real
still own
niggas.
you suckers. I'll Mario
This
you niggas, gang.
no, I'm Marlo.
I'm
I'm
Marlo you niggas.
Marlo.
Sorry, my bad.
So this is a wire reference. This is a
Mm.
wire reference. So like for niggas who really love the wire, love when Marlo comes out, was like, hey man, you want it one way, it's the other. You know what I'm saying? When he say the price of the brick going up, that's Marlo at the table when he take over and run the family from Avon. You know what I'm saying? Like when I ain't much for meetings anyway. That's when he talking about meeting with like nigga, like this right here this was
Ain't
for the
much for
niggas
meetings,
right
know
here.
how? Yeah, man.
I ain't much for meetings know how, you know what I'm saying? Cancel the
Yeah.
brunches. I remember the hunger pain. The price of the brick going up. It's gonna cost you a beat to even say
Even
my
say my
name.
name. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Beyonce. Shout out to Say My Name, Say My Name. It's gonna
Yeah.
cost you $1 billion to say my name. It's gonna cost you a ticket to say like yeah, the doubles is there. The
Fire.
doubles is there. You
And
know what
that's a
I'm
double
saying?
that anybody could get.
Absolutely. Well, this is right now. This is here. This is poetry right here. You ever heard of a wonder kid? A wonderkin? My children's is one of them. You niggas have no shame. Y'all trying to get underskin. I really get underskin. Ask how I'm playing. Y'all niggas talk about my kid. Now this is what we talk about what's too far,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now Hove and Ye relationship, I believe is probably the most personal beef that he probably has. And I know he probably cut him off a long time ago, whatever the case may be. But Ye talking down on the kids, speaking ill about his kids,
Mm-hmm.
nigga, I can understand how that might make Jay-Z snap back into some old ways. You feel me? Like, nigga, I really done stabbed nigga. Like you trying to get under my skin, nigga. I really get under skin, nigga. You
Mm-hmm.
like I really get under like now stop playing with me. Then yo, this next bar. Everybody thinks they're the ones insane. You know, maniac. Watch how sane he act in my presence, nigga. Straight.
Mm.
Oh my God. I need a new therapist. This shit ain't working. I'm truly on the brink. That nigga playing insane, nigga. I'm truly on the brink, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all better not encourage him. Y'all better not encourage that nigga. Y'all don't want me to think these thoughts that I think. Nigga, like y'all, nigga, I just
That
told you
nut
I
ass
got
nigga still
flashbacks,
stuttering.
nigga. Nigga, shout out to Oskino. Oskino, he a stuttering ass nigga, boy. Respect.
Listen, Kanye, bro, watch out, watch the fuck out. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know. That chatty patty down on his luck again. You know when Dame down on his luck, he always got to speak of Hove. Always. Never fails.
Hmm.
Never fails. When you down, when that paper short up, you know what I'm saying? When you trying to sell your percentage of reasonable doubt because you owe taxes and shit like that, and Cam and Mace was going to give you the money to do it, but they wanted it as like an investment alone. He was like, "No, I'm gonna get the
Yeah.
money from
Yeah.
Drake, or I'm gonna get the money from what the fuck NBA YoungBoy gonna do with 33% of reasonable doubt, nigga? Like, what we talking about, bro? Like, if anything, you really should have just sold it to Drake. Really should have just sold it. If Drake was buying up Tupac's ring and he was buying up Pharrell's chain, and nigga, like that would have been a Thanos Infinity Stone for him to own 33% of reasonable doubt. Nigga, you the fuck
Yeah,
around the guy.
I think that would definitely give Drake some kind of rebuttal if he wanted it to. But I think that Cameron and Mace would have been a better fit, honestly.
They was gonna end up selling it back to Hope. They said eventually.
Um,
That's what Cam said that they would have done after they made their money back. They would have sold it to Hope.
Dirty as what we leave, man, for real.
Um, but
Say,
I think one of the biggest bars that really stung the most. Of course, everything is his truth. Everything is probably the truth. But one of the biggest bars I might skip over a little bit is what? What's up? What? Then get it now, so you can get it. Um, one of the things that stuck out to me, that was a bar that was a direct, well, not a direct because nothing was direct, but when he said that lady back on the stuff again, she sounded like she in love with him. Her kin can't even take the enough of them, nigga. Oh my god, bro. Now that lady, you talking about Nikki. That stuff, talking about that candy.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, niggas interpreted and said he originally said her king, but he said her kin. She the Barbie, he the
Hmm.
kin. His real name is Kenneth. Nigga,
Kenneth.
that's a triple entendre right there, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? This nigga, he his kin can't even pick, can't even take their kids, all enough of them. Now you do that, you put that in a Google search, Nicki Minaj, husband, kids. Cause I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
Nikki had her beef with Rock Nation as well.
Yep.
So when people are coming out saying that there's smear campaigns and they're saying doing things out behind the scenes, Nikki's been one of the major um, vocal outcries about that, or vocal proponents of that. So this is
Yep.
what he's referring her like, yo, she can't be my op. I got MAGA Republicans. Low key, she's MAGA Republican. So he said
Low
them
key,
shots.
he might be a million dude.
he said them shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them. I'm governed by God. I'm trying to break the covenant. Um, you know, I always go to one of his favorite my favorite verses he did on Jail with Kanye West off of Donda. Uh, Hova and Jesus, like Moses and Jesus, they are not controlling my thesis. You know, he's like, I already told you who I think he is, because he in that song he says that God is within us, the God is in you. So he said he's governed by God. You try to break the covenant. I think
I'm
that he
governed by
has this.
me.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm governed by me.
Yeah, low key. Yeah, I think that but God, the spiritual nature of God, and a higher power which lives within himself. That's what I take it as. You know.
Yes, absolutely. Um, Now he said, I rained for 40 days. My neck get flooded again. Wrist get flooded again. My network went up again. My next update, the jig is up. This is where we get back to the now.
Nigga,
Rob
I'm
Markman,
up 10.
shout out to Rob Markman. Rob Markman did 35-minute breakdown of Hove and Drake, like where it started from, how it got here, and everything like this, because everything that they've ever done has always seemed to be in the real aspect of a friendly fade. Realistically, not they have all they've been for damn near a decade now. Since damn near it's pretty much been a decade since 20. I know for sure since 2016 they've been at each other for in subliminals and everything like that, and nothing has ever been again an atomic bomb. Nothing has ever been a not like us. Clearly, like nothing has ever been something. It's always been a friendly fade of the young nigga that always think he gonna take my spot, and the nigga that think that I can't like I'm. So it's always been that. But Hov
Listen,
said, "Yeah,
man.
nigga, I'm up 10, nigga. I'm up 10. I'm up 10, nigga." Wrong chart, champ. You gotta look up again. So when Drake says,
Mm.
I just asked, we just had the conversation. We talked about it in a group chat. I say, out of Drake's catalog and out of Jay-Z's catalog, how many, like, do we put them up against each other? You can rank them, and then how many Drake albums are better than Jay-Z's albums? And everybody said, nigga, it's only one album Drake got better than Hov, and it's Kingdom Come. And I'm like, fuck out of here. Nigga, Kingdom Come a classic, nigga.
It's just crazy, man. But I can't even get into that whole conversation. But when it comes to Jay Z and Drake, listen, man, I don't think this is gonna go anywhere. I do think it's a good rebuttal from Drake's lines. Whisper up my name. He said, "I take 500, not the dinner. I can never learn shit from none of y'all." So it's like taking 500K instead of get taking the dinner with Hov. Listen, on the last spot, I said the same thing. I would rather take the 500K. So I'm with Drake on that. So, but I do think that Drake likes to poke the bear a lot, and with the Rock Nation stuff, and riding with Nicki maybe. I think there's always going to be that kind of like rivalry a little bit, like a little, let me hit him a little bit, especially with hip hop being him being one of the top MCs. But hey, listen, if this did like somehow turn into something, listen, I am totally down for seeing the two losers of the two biggest rap battles in hip hop face each other.
And the losers bracket.
In a
So
losers
they
bracket, yeah. Exactly. So I'm all for that. So y'all take y'all have fun.
But I will say this, when Rob did the timeline, when Rob did the timeline, it was always admiration until it seemed like Hove jabbed first. When Rob did the
You
timeline
remember what it
on
was?
Pound Cake, I think it was when he said, "I had millions when you was braces." Uh, and then in Paris Morton Music 2, which was the second track on that, is the 2 for 1 on the same joint. It's Drake's kind of response a little bit to Hove's verse. And then so when Rob breaks
But
that
how do we know
that
that's how do we know that's Drake?
how we know that's what?
You said I had millions when you were in braces. How do we know that is Drake referenced in that track? I'm
Well, if the verses, do you have the verse up? The verse
not pound cake.
itself. Hold on, let me get it. Let me get it. Pound cake. Where?
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate because it has to
No,
be
I
because
hear.
you said that it has been like playful until that. So I'm like it has to be something that should be a diss, like at least
No,
niggas.
so it was. Hold on. Uh, oh yeah. Okay. Damn. What did he say in the joint that he was? Oh, okay. It wasn't necessarily. I'm mistaken, and it's Drake responding as far as like he felt Little Boyd on one of the songs that they did together, and the response was "fuck all that happy to be here shit that y'all want me on. I'm the big homie. Y'all still trying to liberal me, dog. Like I should fall in line. like I should alert niggas when I'm about to drop something crazy or say I'm the greatest of my generation. I think that was in the response of, he was like I should be less aggressive and pessimistic, like I should be way more nervous and less dismissive. Like that was Drake like in a big bro, like big dog status. And at that point, we always talk about, do you give the torch or is it taken? Right?
Mhm.
And Rob Markman did the timeline that was when Hove had to like put niggas in line, like, hey, nigga, like there is not another big dog other than me. Like that's when we started talking about you can't be Hove until you can't be free. Till you get your masters, can't be me. Like we get that talk, we get the we get the jabs on DJ Khaled songs, you know what I'm saying, at one another. Both of them on the Khaled songs, jabbing at one another, responding to one another, and it made it interesting because as we try to figure out who Drake adversaries are or who he assumes to be the ghost, right? We talk about LeBron Chase ghost as a athlete. It's the ghost of Michael, right? Or the ghost of Kobe, or like and there's a ceiling that you can never break with those because you've done it differently, right? In this digital age, Drake can't say anything about selling records when Hove sold CDs. He can't sell. He can't say nothing about selling out
Yep.
stadium tours when Yeezy, his mentor, is literally around the world in Turkey in 120,000 right now. La la la. Like there is a certain
At some
you
point, you gotta be
can't get there
you
yet.
gotta be satisfied with who you are and how you did it,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can't like
yeah,
measure up to the greats, and you just gotta respect it. Like I don't
yeah.
think LeBron should even mention. I mean, he played against Kobe,
Lo-
but I don't think he should mention
Jordan.
Michael Jordan because I didn't play against him.
Yeah,
I'll be able to prove it if I played against him, but no. I do. You can say, yeah, I think I'm one of the greatest of all time, but it's all subjective. Y'all believe what y'all want to believe. I'm happy. I'm satisfied with the body work I put out there. I made millions. I did my thing. I pushed the game forward. That's what you came to do. You came for, and it's the same with Drake. So at some point, he has to be satisfied with where he's at, and just be like, listen, I moved the bar forward. For hip hop, for music, and be happy with that. So I get it at the time. I get it 100%. You don't want to be little bro, and you want to be, you're the young pup who's trying to take the crown. And Jay Z can respond. At the same time, where we are today, uh, what do you get after I'm dissing Dre? I'm dissing Jay Z. I don't know. I really don't know
I don't,
what you
I
get
don't,
from
I
that.
don't know what you get, especially when Hove saying, "Nigga, you looked up to me," which is documented. I never
Hmm.
looked up to them. Them crackers got your publishing. Gangster talk tough to them. Don't talk success to me. You niggas is workers, and perpetuity is how your contracts is work. So, nigga, we thinking as as general public. I know you ain't do what them other niggas did you? You gotta be smarter than that. You ain't
Yeah,
signed over your shit in
in
perpetuity,
perpetuity.
did you? Like we know you ain't do that, Drake. Not for that. And Hove talking like, nigga, I've been in them rooms, cuz I seen them contracts. It's how it was worded. You know what I'm saying? Like so, and it might not be true, but again, the jab, the you know what I mean, and I think that was always something that was something that the Rob Markman pointed out as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when Drake responded on sneaking with 21 Savage, I'm only 29, gotta wait on niggas. That flow, he was speaking in that flow like, yeah, I'm gonna get my masters, I'm gonna get my publishing, nigga. You got
Okay.
yours, you was 40. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes,
Okay.
I don't have mine now, nigga. You didn't have yours at 29. You know what I mean? So that was the kind of talk. But like, yeah, Hove talks like, no, nigga, I got, which is why, again, he's going on this run. Let's talk about Hove right now. Like, he's about the 30-year
real,
anniversary
real
of
quick,
Reasonable.
I just want to
Go
say
ahead.
one of my
Yeah.
favorite lines is the roots remember it even when the trees pretend. Not too much of my name, don't forget who I am. Hattie loves her Shawnees. SHAWN. I find it adorable. She puts the S at the end. Bringing it full circle with Hattie, his grandmother. and saying the Roots. The Roots remember who the fuck I am. That's why they brought me to this fucking, picnic. That they remember. And he pretty much put it all on display here. And then he goes into you don't know, um, the show ain't even beginning. I said you don't know the show ain't even beginning. And he goes into you don't know what you do. What's the name of the song? Before name the track.
As you don't know.
It's called You Don't Know? Okay. All right. Bet. I'm not sure if I'm mistaken there. You don't know. Yeah. But I think I love it. I love that way that he ended that shit. Like just putting a stamp on, yo, y'all remember who the fuck I am. Stop playing with me. Pretty much. And yeah, we can talk into it. You said 30 years. What you say?
30 years ruled out. 30. This is the 30 year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. He's going to be
Hmm.
doing Yankee Stadium 3 days in a row. The first, the second. I mean, I'm sorry. The 10th, the 11th, and the 12th, I believe, at Yankee Stadium, and
This month?
everybody know in July.
Oh shit. Okay. July. Okay.
Yeah, in July. And everybody's assuming because the first day, the 10th, is going to be 30 years of Reasonable Doubt. The 11th is going to be 25 years of the Blueprint.
Oh. Okay.
And everybody thinking that the 12th is going to be Jay-Z doing
Something
either
new.
new or a B-side deep track. So a lot of
Okay.
people think he might be debuting new music the 12th.
Oh, that'd be so fire, bro. And I want to ask, like, do you think is this a rollout?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I think it's a rollout.
I think that just seeing him in that interview a couple months ago, I'm like, are you making music? Like, it just like, why are you like I always say to you, bro? Like, everything they do is PR. Every interview you see, they're not just going and having it for no fucking reason. It's always a press run or public relations. The whole Kevin Hart thing is all for a purpose. They're not coming out unless they're trying to get something from it.
Well, I
So,
mean, I think in real life, I'm sorry to cut you off. This goes back to the publishing thing or Jay-Z owning his masters thing. I think he got his stuff reverted back to him, if I'm not mistaken.
okay.
So to repress, to restream, to set like this is a whole new revenue stream, and now I own it all. And now I'm in business with the touring thing of with the touring conglomerate of Live Nation, right? Live Nation, Rock
Hmm.
Nation, and in collaboration where now I get my probably
Does
a
he?
little.
He doesn't own. He's collaborating with Live Nation, right? He just
No, I think he's on the board of Live Nation, if I'm not mistaken. Jay Z
really.
Live Nation. Um, so Jay Z originally did a touring deal with Live Nation. It was a 10-year, $200 million deal.
You know what year
That
that was?
let me find that out real quick. That was reported in 2017. It was on Forbes.
Okay.
Days after Forbes replaced Jay Z number one spot as the top earner, the rap mogul landed another blockbuster deal with Live Nation. Jay Z and Live Nation have announced an exclusive 10-year touring partnership, continuing their relationship that has lasted since 2008. That means Jay Z will be under contract until he's 57 years old. And isn't Jay Z 56? Okay,
Mhm.
so my nigga, so he's under contract with Live Nation, and the Live Nation producing and promoting his concerts is worth $200 million. So that was back in 2017. So for the next, he has been under contract with Live Nation. So again, this is just a great way to do business, a great way um, for him to exercise on the business that's already done. Let me see if Jay Z board of directors. Let me check. Okay, Jay Z is not a member of Live Nation's entertainment board of
Yeah.
directors. Okay,
All right.
instead, he and Live Nation partnered with Rock Nation. They launched Rock Nation. Huh? Wait a minute. So is Rock Nation? Owned by Live Nation.
or vice versa.
Um, the founder is Jay Z. Okay, we got aforementioned Desiree Perez. We always talked about her. Lenny S. Lenny S. Shout out to Lenny S. No, Live Nation's the owner. Jay Z and Live Nation are the owners of Rock Nation.
Okay.
So
Live Nation owns Rock Nation.
Live Nation owns Rock Nation.
So with that being said, do you think that Jay Z has any insight on Drake's deal with Live Nation?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because
Absolutely.
Drake is working his ass off every year. Nigga
Oh,
starring. He's all over
wow.
the fucking place. He's perpetuity, nigga.
Hey, I know how that contract is worded, my nigga.
Ooh, man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to possibly getting new Jay Z music. I like 444. I was talking to Chris the other day about that album and how I don't think there's any hits off that album. So I don't expect any hits from Jay Z this year. I think he's a 56-year-old man. I'm not looking for no hits. I'm looking for some bars. I'm looking for some wisdom, some game, and we'll see if he can deliver if he does new music. Otherwise, this is just a one-off him venting session. And being that he was just talking kind of preachy in that interview a couple months ago, saying he's not sure there should be battle raps anymore. We could do that in features. I just thought it was funny how he came out and he kind of is taking these subliminal shots at people. But I mean, I'm not against it. I'm all for it. Go ahead, bro. Like, do your thing. But I just thought it was funny, because at the end of the day, I think the DNA of hip hop is competitive. Like it's hard to get away from that.
Absolutely. It's
I think
hard to get away.
it's
It's
hard. Yeah,
absolutely hard to get away from that.
yeah, and I get it. We can compete as a feature and say, "Oh, I got the better feature on the song." You're true, but when shit gets too deep or a little too personal, you might just dedicate a whole record to a nigga. Just let him know what you think about it. And every now and then it's warranted. I'm not saying that it should happen every year or even every 3, 4 years. But every now and then, I think it's exciting and good for the business to get a battle, as long as doesn't go too far. And I think that where we've gone with battles could be the issue. Like what we saw last year with Joey Badass, Daylight, or Ravon. I was really like enjoying that, and nothing crazy happened from it. So I don't think we should just completely dismiss rap battles. I do think that people need to understand one thing in particular. When you bring somebody's girl into it, it could go left. Period. That's one thing I want to know. Like that's just every single time a girl is brought into it, somebody's wife, somebody's girl is brought into it, things can then take a pivot. It doesn't mean it's always going to, but people are very protective and sensitive about their woman. So just steer clear of that. That's my recommendation. But I'm looking forward to seeing where Jay Z lands. I'm not a guy who's gonna say Jay Z's just like this perfect MC, this perfect person. I know he's a shark when it comes to business. I know that he will use the black community to position himself in positions that benefit himself and might harm other people. I've seen it with him in Rockefeller. I've seen it with him with the NFL deal and Colin Kaepernick. I've seen it with him always. So when these Rock Nation like allegations of them going behind the scenes and getting news on people and saying, I believe it. I do. I think that he plays the media game behind the scenes. I do. But with that being said, I will never take anything away from him as an artist. And I'm really looking forward to potentially getting a Jay Z album, maybe like the end of the year or next year. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to Hove for sure dropping some new music. I'm actually not opposed to Hove actually now um re-releasing some of his stuff and maybe putting some bonus tracks on stuff. Like
That'll
you
be
like
fire too.
I don't know what's gonna happen with Reasonable Doubt on stream or Blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Like
He
so,
clearly has stuff to get off his chest. He clearly has a bug to rap. You went out there with no beat, dog, and you just spit,
and
which I
we
love. It's
heard
like
that,
it's like
and
raw, like you said, like poetry, like live, um, like open mic. That's what it felt like to me, and I that's like him going back to his roots, like and I clearly see that he still got the talent. So I'm so ready for hearing what he got to say. You know, as a billionaire, come on, man, like
Yeah, the original billionaire, the Billionaires Boys Club. Shout out to him for, and to the point, we heard that he got some beats from Let God Sort Him Out. Like what Pusher and Malice said that they sent some shit to Hove and kind of expected to get a verse back. So clearly, he's heard great music. There's no way he could have heard the don't and not get inspired to want
yeah.
to rap off of FICO. There's no way he could have heard
Ugh.
Mike Tyson go to the face and not want to, want like it's no way that he heard those beats or even heard the album and they're like, damn, I really could have gave him like you know what I'm saying. So there's no way that I don't think that Hove has the inkling to
Yo,
give
if
us
I
new
can
music.
get if I can get a
So
whole Kendrick feature on there, I would be super happy. I still waiting for Kendrick and Nas to link up and rap together. But Hov and Kendrick would be dope. Hov and Eclipse. Now, granted, he don't necessarily need features for this to go crazy. But even if there's a couple bonus tracks, I'm really curious what they will say. I want to see. I want straight killers. Just on the tracks with this guy for real.
hey, damn, yeah, that's gonna be
Something to look forward
crazy.
to for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna
And
be
Stove
crazy.
God, where the fuck you at, bro?
Nigga, he the nigga that need that Hove need to be. Nigga, he didn't got a lot of niggas out of jail. He need to get stove up out of that prison,
For
boy.
real, bro.
Up out of
Man,
that prison.
yo, Stove, what's going
Um,
on, bro? You said 30 days, man. 30 days is
man,
up.
neck is flooded again, wrist is flooded again. Stove back cooking the stove, not nigga. Hey man,
Yeah, for real.
hey man, shout out to shout out to again, Jay-Z restoring the feeling. Shout out to Argentina. We know where you stand. You know, y'all
Yeah.
niggas didn't want to give us no reparation, and y'all niggas y'all letting our money come over there. Respect to y'all. You know
Not
what I'm saying?
taxing billionaires. Shit.
Hey, but it's the. I mean, what we realizing that is for real, it's the Billionaires Boys Club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like realistically, it's the. I just texted me and said I look high as a kite. I don't even know what that means.
You know exactly what that means.
I thought that's just my resting bitch face. I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Rest in high face.
the resting high face.
Yeah, that's what it is.
um, no, it's showing that the world goes as the billionaires goes.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
and
The Billionaire Boy Club is alive and well, so I think we should all stay tapped in and monitor what's going on. Listen, man, we're in a country or a world where billionaires funds the governments that fund the millionaires that fund your life, so you can pay another millionaire to take care of your shit. So, with all that being said, all is love. Everything is everything. Listen, guys, we'll figure it out as we keep going along. Keep loving your hearts and spirits, because Lord knows we all need it. And we'll be back tomorrow with more conversation on everything that fucking matters.
it's the rock. Yeah.
Peace out, dog. All right, we done.
Okay. How'd you feel?
But good. So, it's all like the show flowed really well. It flew.
We're still live.